Well, I suppose that I've been sort of toying with making music for even before I was producing. I was into a lot of sort of rock and punk and stuff like that, and I was in bands where I played bass. It's probably when I was about sort of between like 16 and 18. But I could never really find people who'd want to join the kind of band that I really wanted to be in. And then I started DJing drum and bass while I was at university because my friend had a pair of turntables and I didn't think it looked that difficult, so I got a pair of turntables and started doing that. And after about a year of DJing, it wasn't really enough. It wasn't really satisfying me anymore in a way. So I just basically was just clicking on Logic and kind of working out for myself what it could do. I think about 2 months later, I actually made a noise with it and spent so long clicking around and not really understanding what the hell was going on. And I think from that moment on, I was just kind of hooked. I mean, I was DJing in clubs for maybe like 4, 5, 6 years before anyone even really heard any of my tunes outside of like my DJ set. So I think probably the tune that first kind of broke me out of that was a tune that I wrote called Drums, which I passed to DJs like Alex Perez and Icicle, and they started playing with it, and it was getting a really good reaction in the clubs where they were playing, and it was getting a lot of attention on the internet. People were asking, "Oh, who's this tune? Who's this tune by?" And then it got, I think Alex passed it to Shy FX, and then I bumped into him down at Forward, I think when it was still on the Sunday down at Plastic People. And he was like, "Yeah, I really want to sign this tune, it's really good." And I think that co-signed so early in my career that someone with such a rich heritage, because Shy FX he's like the Dr. Dre of the UK music. He's been around since the early 90s and he'll be around in 2090 and he'll still be at the top. He's unbelievably talented, and yeah, I haven't got a bad word to say about the guy. So I think having that kind of cosign opened me up to a lot of other label managers going, "Oh, who's this kid that's got a tune out coming on Shy FX's label? I wonder if he's got any more." And just kind of opened doors for people to be a lot more receptive about my music. I think with drum and bass, there's a whole cliche where it's like the tunes are quite universally structured. It's like you've got 32 bars of cymbals with an atonal sort of drone, and it drops into beats and bass, and then it breaks down to the same. And I didn't really want to do an album which was kind of centered around that arrangement. I wanted to do something where it was more song structures which would allow vocalists to come in. So you've got like verses, choruses, bridges, middle eights and stuff like that. And I've always said as well that I want to keep challenging myself as a producer in the studio, and I think that was the next step, trying to take my sound and twist it again into a different way where you could fit a vocalist on top of it, and you could write, basically instead of writing beats, just write songs. The track that I did with Kito and Sam Frank, I really liked the tracks that Sam Frank had done with Scream. Really liked those. I liked the way it was. They twisted something quite commercial sounding, but it was kind of odd as well. It was like Roger Troutman and Zapp for like 2012, and I was really into what they did. So I did the backing track with Kito. We did 2 at the time. There was the Childhood Memories one, and there's another one which we're kind of sat on at the moment. And we just thought the opportunity came up to see if Sam Frank wanted to do it, and I just thought it would perfectly fit. I'm the biggest fan of music. I'm not one of these people that sits at home going, I'm not into that, and post on message boards being real negative. I've producers from the top to the bottom. I really admire what Chase and Status have done with the whole sort of blueprint of British urban music and taking it to a massive sort of commercial level, and they've done it really well. So I'm really respectful of that.